I've been real hungry for something good, something smoked, something from the smokehouse. So today we decided to do a smoked Ponce. If you don't know what a Ponce is, you need to. If you've never had it, you need to try it. It's basically a stomach of a pig, cleaned and stuffed with pork, ground pork, other seasonings and spices and things, and it's put in the smokehouse, smoked real good. And what we're going to do with it is, well, basically you need to boil it, but we're going to brown it down real good, remove it from the pot, add our onions, peppers, and whatever we want to put into to make a gravy. We're going to make a brown gravy with this thing. Believe it or not, it can be done. So bear with us. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is cover the bottom of the pot. A little vegetable oil. Use whatever, canola oil, or I use just regular vegetable oil for this. We're going to get our fire lid here on the we're going to blow ourselves up first. Get that going. I want to get the grease a little hot before we put it in there. And while that's browning down, we're going to take and cut our onions up, get everything ready to go. This is all seasoned. Sometimes I'll sprinkle a little seasoning in the onions while I'm browning it, but other than that, it's pretty much has everything you need. So you need to cook one and try it for yourself. Heating up pretty good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just lay it in there. Cover it. Now the thing about the Ponce, after a while that it's browning, and especially once you add the water to it and start boiling it, it's going to want to puff up. Don't let this thing blow up on you. It could. At that point, I'll show you in a little bit. We'll just take a small something pointed, ice pick works fine. Just poke a little hole where it wants to, where it's swelling up, and juices will start coming out. And you don't want to do that too much, but just relieve some pressure, basically. Turn this down. It's starting to get hot. Okay, we're going to brown this real slow. This is going to take some time. This is not something done in 30 minutes. So if you're hungry now, go get you a burger, because this is going to take a little while. We're going to go ahead and get our onions done. Work with that right. I think I'll move that over here. Don't keep a little water in it, because once it starts to browning, you don't want it to stick on you. Just a few drops of water every now and again. Cubes of ice works fine too. Alright, we're going to get all these onions cut up here. Tell you what, I'm just going to say the magic words. Ponce. All done. Magic. Ponce. Word of the day. 2 words. Ponce. Like that. Just like that. Got this all prepped and ready to go. We got to work on browning that Ponce. That's the main thing right now. Alright, now you don't want to let it stick. When you hear it sizzling like that, just add some more water. A little bit, just a little bit at a time. About ready to flip it. And we're going to do this several times. Like I said, if you're hungry, go fix you a sandwich or get you a burger now, because this won't be done in 30 minutes. Take your time. Yep, she's sizzling. At that point you can put a lid on it. I use this thin lid. I don't like the heavy cast iron lid that goes with the pot. It seems to sweat and drip back in it. I don't know, I just don't. I love using this lid. So whatever works for you. I do use the big cast iron lid when I'm cooking over an open fire or something, but this one's just light, it's handy, and it doesn't sweat like the cast iron one. You're going to get tired of doing this, but that's what you got to do. Now, when it looks like your oil's done got low or something, just add a little more. Tablespoon, whatever. Let her go. Okay, it's firming up pretty good. I could wait longer, but I'm going to go ahead and relieve a little pressure with it and see where it's starting to bleed out of a leak hole right here. You think, see where it wants to split here? We don't want that. We don't want it to blow up on it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's starting to split. Just poke just a few holes, and that's going to relieve some pressure. All right. I'm just using a stainless steel rod from my smokehouse. You just use whatever you want. I wouldn't use a knife. Knife is going to make a slit and you're going to keep splitting. Add water. Keep it burning. Now you can see that where it's not split through and through, it just cracks, and it'll do that. This is where they sewed up the stomach. Good eating. It's like a huge sausage, but it with a different flavor. You just have to try it. It's really good. There she is, sizzling up again. We're going to go ahead and flip it over again. And we're going to find my poker and poke this side. 4 or 5 holes on each side for now. Like old Justin Wilson would say, Don't that pretty? Okay, so at this point I'm just going to add about a cup and a half of water to it. And just let it cook down. When it runs out of water and starts frying again, we'll check it out. Maybe flip it more another time. Make sure we got enough holes punched in it. And keep an eye on it. Alright, can you hear it browning real good? Yeah. Browning up. I'm going to go ahead and flip her again. Yeah. Starting to stick a little on the bottom, that's good. It's hard, very hard to make a gravy. So you have to just keep browning, keep browning. That's why I use the onions and peppers. That's going to help thicken it up a little. Add a little water. A little more water. And we'll let that go some more. Slowly getting there. We're about an hour into it right now. So probably a couple hours before this thing is set on a plate and cut, but it takes time. Nothing comes easy. The more you do this, the better your gravy will come out. Don't be afraid to bleed it off. Alright, at this point it's been about an hour and a half. I flipped this thing 5 or 6 times. Browning it very slow, adding a little water. Add a little more cooking oil. Make sure it didn't get dried up. I'm at the point where I'm going to remove it from the pot and then put all my onions and stuff in there. So that's what we're going to do right now. Right, set it here. Take our onions. Got a little bit of camp dog seasoning on that. I just can't do nothing without a little camp dog on it. A little bit of jalapeno, a little bit of banana pepper, a little bit of green onion, all in there. Now we're going to work this down real good. In some kind of magic way, we're going to try to make a gravy. You can cheat a little and use mushroom steak sauce or something like that. I prefer not to in this dish because it kind of takes away from the smoked Ponce taste. So We'll try not to do that. I do have Wonder Flour. It's basically just a flour, but it'll help thicken it up later on as we go. I have one other little trick in the hat that if I need it, I'll show you. We're going to get these onions browned right now. Get them cooked down real good. Need to add a little more oil, you can. At this point, put a little water. Just don't let them burn. Stay with it. When they get cooked down real good, we're going to put the ponce back in the pot. We're going to add about up to right here half a pot of water and let it finish cooking the ponce through and through. And then we'll see where our gravy's at that point. We're out here in the Camp Dog Outdoor kitchen. I guess you can hear the wind chimes. Wind's got a pretty good wind today. Beautiful day though. A little cold. Just let these cook down. See how these onions starting to brown, just kind of sweating them down a little bit. Keep stirring them. Don't want to burn your onions, because then you got to start all over. Oh, it sure smells good. Add a little bit more of this Wonder Flour. You can use the regular flour. It just regular flour tends to clump up a little bit unless you dissolve it in a little cup of water first. The flour will help thicken it up, and it helps the browning also. Kind of like making a roux, but you don't want to make a roux. It's similar. Whatever's sticking on the bottom, get it up. I'll get it up now. That's what's going to help the gravy. Not just the color, but the thickening. Couple more minutes on this. Add just a little more water in here. See how it's thicker now? Okay, one more secret weapon. I don't use this often, but it's kitchen bouquet. Alright? Strictly for color. Nothing else. I'm going to put about maybe half a cap, not even a half a cap full in here. Now we'll see what that does. Gives me the color I want. And it's right about where I want it. So we're going to take our ponce back, set it right back in here, add water. About 3 cups of water. Confuse that a little bit. And we're going to cover it up. Bring the heat up. Let it boil for a little while. Just don't want it to run out of water. Okay, you want this to boil, but don't forget, check it. It's not too late for this thing to blow up on you. Just, I've gone through the same holes I poked before, so just make sure you got enough relief. I'll turn it down a little bit, or don't boil over on me. It's doing good. Okay, it's been boiling for half an hour. Looking good. What we're gonna do, see this gravy? It's good and brown. Needs to thicken up a little bit more to my liking. What I'm gonna do now is flip it over, and we'll boil it for another half hour or so. Make sure our leaf holes are open. Let out some of these juices into the gravy. There you go. We'll let it go another half hour or so. And we'll adjust our gravy to where it needs to be. And we'll take it out and go from there. Okay, another half hour has passed. Gravy's looking good. Gravy's looking excellent. Oh, and I've tasted it, so I know it's good. If you're not sure about your Ponce being cooked at that point, you can always put your thermometer in and make sure you got it at 160, 165. It's pork, so we're good. This baby's done. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm going to remove the Ponce from the pot and set it on my cutting board and let it rest for about 10 minutes before I cut it. I don't want all the juices to just run off. I know I can put them back in the pot, but I want the juices to, I want the meat to absorb the juices again before I cut into it. So we're going to give it just a few minutes to rest. Okay, so it's had about 10 minutes to rest. I'm going to just cut right into this puppy. Look how pretty. There goes my meat thermometer saying it's done. Remember, it's tied together with string, but this knife's going right through it. Isn't that pretty? Look at the juices. You don't have to carve it all right now. It's just me and my wife, me and Beth, so I'm just going to cut a few pieces. We're going to put that back into the gravy, and we're going to take it in the house. We're going to put it on some rice. That's going to be awesome. There's always an end piece for the chef. I'm not a chef, but I play one on TV, so. Mm-mm. Very good. Very good. You can eat the skin. I eat the skin. Some people don't like to eat the skin. So just peel it off. Mmm. Delicious. Let's get this in the house. Well, thank you for watching another episode of Camp Dog Outdoors from our Camp Dog Outdoor Kitchen. We'll see you next time. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and may God bless.